Well, Andile, not as riveting as handing out doctorates, but I can tell you that Mtobi Mvala, his future at Mamelodi Sundowns, secure at least for one more season. I'm led to believe that the club will trigger the one-year option on his contract and take it from there. And by the way, Coach Miguel Cardoso had a few words to say, updating us on his fitness at the moment.
He's training with the team, quite not for a long time full, but for basically almost 1 week. Obviously, that considering the long term of stop that he has, there's not only his return to train, but his return to performance. Motobi is a very important player in the locker room. He's a very important player for us in terms of what we see. He's a leader. He's a high profile and character. I love him so much, but I think we should not put too much pressure on him coming to pitch, to play. It's important to give him the proper conditions so that when he comes, he really comes and settles.
The Husk, he hasn't played much, but as the coach says there, a leader important in the dressing room. Why should Sundowns fans be excited that he gets to stay at least for one more season?
Well, what he gives you, I mean, we know he's only played 44 minutes in the 2 games he's played, but he's a leader of note, as you heard. He's great for the dressing room. He leads by example. So for the younger players especially, he sets a great example. And he's a utility player. He can play multiple positions, and that's always valuable within a team setup.
No, 100% there. Let's stick with Coach Miguel Cardoso, who also gives an update on Munapule Saleng, who was on the bench against Polokwane City a few days before in Seshego, but failed to make the squad on Sunday evening against the same side at Loftus.
No, there's no competition because there's space for all of them. I think if you take a look on the medical report, it's clear Saleng could not be available to be lined up or called up even. When we were in the previous match on the warm-up, he didn't feel good. So he was on the bench, but he could not even play. When we felt that he was not okay, or when he complained that he was not okay, we could not substitute on the match sheet, so it was already late. So he was on the bench, but he could not be lined up on the previous match.
Yeah, it's unlikely that he could be fit for that game against Kaizer Chiefs on Wednesday. We'll stick with that press conference from Loftus Auditorium now with Puti Mohafe of Polokwane City, also discussing his future at the club. There have been murmurs that he's wanted elsewhere by Betway Premiership rivals.
When I look at Arsene Wenger, how long has he worked at Arsenal? And we look at Mr. Ferguson, how long has he been there? So maybe I'm taking that route, I don't know. But on that one, I can't say I will go and look for greener pastures, or if those teams are there, I'm still at Polokwane City. I'm still contracted to the team.
Yeah, let's stick with the news around coaches. An exclusive interview with TS Galaxy chairman Tim Sukazi, letting us know that he will stick to his principles, that he will only appoint a coach with qualified badges, that is the UEFA Pro license, as well as the CAF A equivalent. So Bernard Parker will not be getting the job on a permanent basis, but he will continue to learn. This is Chairman Tim Sukazi.
We have time with him. He will get there. What I can say emphatically is that his future in football is bright. I think he's still gonna show his worth to the country. He's not only an asset to this club, he's gonna prove to be an asset, for our nation. He's got a long way to go. He's got age behind him, so I rush him. This club will afford him all the time he would need to get himself qualified, to acquire those badges, and whenever that happens, then it is only then that he would properly, take his rightful place.
Yeah, that's it from us in the sports desk. Andile, want to keep a close watch on here whether the chairman sticks to his principles around coaching badges and the future of Bernard Parker, and then more coaches as well.
Into ekudala ikhuluma ke uTim Sukazi kuyena owner iTim Sukazi Galaxies wathi ke yena uzofuna umqeqeshi one pro license ebuye Europe noma ke equivalent elinganayo la eAfrica. With that being said, it means that Bernard Parker, Doggy, and we're speaking about coaches there in our topic. You know, you look at the two coaches that made it to the final. Yes, Bernard Parker, you know, got in because Beganovic was gone, but nonetheless, you had two local coaches that got there. Bernard Parker is not going to be here next season. Pito is probably not going to be here next season either. But it was two of our own in the final.
Yeah, I must say, I must give credit to the two coaches and also thank the two teams for giving them the opportunity. You know, when you hear a chairman also rubber stamping to say Bernard Parker will be part of the technical team, I'm glad because it elevates our game. It gives our own a chance for them to be part of the setup. You know, when we have our own, maybe 80 to 90% of them, you know, not taking anything away from the overseas based players, I mean coaches, but it really elevates the game of football. And to Bernard Parker, you know, he has started as a soccer player and now he's venturing into coaching. He's right.